Alright, they discarded a black cat and they snapped probably some type of helideck, which actually means Savage lands into the Viper Hood and Green Goblin are going to be pretty good here. Debris is something we're looking to pick up as well. Discarded Infinite. Honestly, probably supposed to snap them back at this point. I think there's a chance that they leave, so I'm just gonna vibe, but if you were playing for keeps, you'd click the button here. Before the Green Goblin Titania flips over. I think we just do this, and then I get to pull Titania back next turn, right? I was hoping to draw 0 there, so I could go 0 into Sentry. There's a world where they hella Infinite into the center here and they get us. Victory. Oh, I could just play nothing. Yeah, that's a good shout. Play nothing's the line. When they're locked. Gladiator being stats there for us was useful. The real upside to this build, Chaz, I get to use my 6th Century variant. Hey, Mayhew, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. Mill decks aren't a thing in Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap's not like Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or the variety of other card games where your opponent starts losing the game when their deck is empty. In Marvel Snap, when their deck is empty, it's just empty. I think I'm just vibing for now. Ported. So the next turn I'll get to go Debris 0 into my Sentry. Zabu Mobius, eh? We drew the Viper. I think there's too much of a risk of them filling over here. I'm just gonna play the Sentry 0'd for stats, just not risk it.
Opponent snapped.
Also do this. Yeah, Clutter's probably a terrible deck to be playing right now in general if everybody is going to be playing Silver Surfer or trying to make Gladiator work, huh?
Escaped.
We'll spew a little bit with this, but this is probably a deck that like has a better chance to be more reasonable once like the Gladiator hype dies out and people are like, this card is mid. We'll go back to playing good decks. It's probably a poor metagame day one choice. Oh yeah, there's a mission to destroy stuff today too, right? I think Magic on average is pretty good for us, right? Do you think Hella Enjoyer is playing Hella Gamers? Or what are the odds of that?
All systems go.
Five cards in hand. I feel like I'm supposed to send a green goblin over this turn. This probably wins the game, right? Yeah, I think Spider Woman in the middle is good.
Victory.
I just gladiatored my opponent's storm into my limbo on turn 6 to win a game. That's funny. Yeah, that's a interesting one. Not quite sure what they're cooking there with Phoenix Force. Oh, it's like anti-gladiator tech. That's funny. Gladiator's like already a risky click into them. Rude. Alright, curve here. Hood into debris into Carnage the Baxter. Yeah, we'll do this now, because then whoever wins Baxter Building wins the game, right? Yikes! I've made a small mistake, chat. A medium miscalculation. That's fine. I believe we're gonna win. We're gonna win Baxter and Icebox. Oh yeah, that's still a card. Yeah, she's very good. She's very, very, very good, gamers. Hey, Balrog is Bay. Thanks for the brand new primer. There's a ton of people you can support with that every month. Thanks for supporting my stuff this month with it. Hold the debris plus demon on 4. Yeah, it just kind of like messed up the rest of my curve, Roth. Well, Titania was the best draw in my deck by a lot. I think we're probably good to go, right? I guess they could Shang me? But if they Shang me, I'm still winning with Demon, right? I'm going up to 21 here, which puts me to plus a bunch on them. I think this is good. Eliath. Yeah, I guess we do lose to Eliath left, right? Close game. Beat double tech card on the last turn.
Victory.
Clean living right there. This Clutter core is definitely a very reasonable Marvel Snap deck. I don't know if Gladiator's necessarily gonna end up optimal in it. Feels fine so far. He's like safely watching it. We've played him in a couple of games and he was fine for stats. But like this core of like the Viper, Green Goblin, Debris, Hood type stuff, I think is very reasonable thing to be doing in Snap. I do not compete in the White Hot Room particularly well. Yeah. Will a Nihilist make this deck over the top? I think it's kind of hard for this archetype to ever be too far over the top, in large part due to the fact that Killmonger is such a beating for it. Okay. Honestly, I think Dr. Doom was one of their worst hits with us cluttering them here. Hold Carnage for after Sentry. I don't know that I'm playing Sentry this game. For reference, if I was playing for keeps, I would have snapped them before we Vipered them this turn. I say I don't know that my body is ready for the Legion rug pull here. I actually think I need to Gladiator, not Sentry, because if they Alioth me, they go to 4, which puts them up to 17 here, and then this goes to 20. And if they Alioth me, my Sentry loses. So playing Gladiator here as opposed to Sentry plays around Alioth, right? Ugh! Win the Nexus, lose the game. I could have played around the Mystique, and I should have. A lot of these Zabu Marvel decks are Mystique decks. So Mystique meant that we were going to be losing here by more than we were losing here, and Gladiator mid would have let us win. So played around the Alioth, but did not play around the Mystique. Where is Modoc doing? That was Agent Coulson Modoc, just a random 5. That was cheap stats for them. Yeah, I think I've only done the win the Nexus, lose the game, count one hand counts in my number of times I've been playing. Yeah, they had White Hot Room energy. I could have beaten that still though, right? Like, despite them having White Hot Room energy, we would have won that if I would have played properly. I am so glad that things calmed down and the format is mostly Zabu and Loki stuff. Zabu Loki stuff is so much more fun to play into than constant Professor X lockout. It's not particularly close. They play middle every time, right? Oh, come on! I was right, but also, damn it. Like I said, I think it's kind of impossible for decks like this one to ever be the, like, hands-down best deck in the format just because of how incredibly hard of a time they have dealing with this card. Yeah, but I'm not paying you on an invisible woman guess. So long.
Escaped.
What if rocks were zeros? I mean, I think making sure this type of deck has a hard counter is kind of a good thing. I enjoy playing this style of deck, but I also think that this deck is one that I would say this is the style of deck that should probably never be the best deck in Marvel Snap. Like, I think Marvel Snap's probably a worse game when this style of deck is the best deck in the format. Guessed wrong on the Mantis. I mean, I'm a Shang-Chi deck, so this doesn't matter. And I get to transfer my Electra. Honestly, I think this is a snap. Alright, bud. As you will. It's crazy not needing to worry about your turn 6 getting waived. Yeah, like, I really can't be overstated how nice it is not having to think about that anymore. Oh, sorry, they're snapping my intern. Apologies. That's a fun amount of parody there. Okay, and they Loki'd, which means they likely know that we have a Shang, but they also can't really do anything about it, right? You want to lock them in the Gamma Lab? Do I? Honestly, I might not even use my Shang here. I think it's Titania Goblin left, and then I like Carnage plus Sentry middle. Oh, am I playing for 8 here? They just play Chavez and then they lose, right? Every time? Every time they play Chavez and they lose. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got him! Oh wait, Chavez doesn't die to Shang anymore, but they played Titania? Deal. I completely forgot that Chavez doesn't die to Shang. And then they played a Titania to help us out. So thanks. Appreciate you. Just a roller coaster of emotions there. Peak gaming content. Sorry, I just had to send an email really quick. I just got a Discord DM from an industry acquaintance offering me a zip file to download and a beta key to test to go with it. Which, for people not familiar, that's a very common Discord phishing practice. So their account has obviously been compromised. They're looking to compromise some more accounts by getting people to download. Okay, so they have a 150, which is pretty good, honestly. You'd be surprised at how many people fall for that. Yep, I mean, there's a good chance that they fell for it themselves, and that's why I'm getting this message from them. I think we're dead here. Our hand was just super awkward to start, and they got a free 0. I'm gonna take a mulligan. Have your cube, Mr. Geller.
Escaped.
I appreciate you watching, Jeff. I get exposure to a ton of different decks when I'm inclined to play them, and then whenever I play Loki, I know how other people's cards work. This feel better than the She-Hulk double up junk list? I have no idea. This build is a more traditional clutter list that's been more popular recently. So I think this core in general has chops. I don't know that Gladiator's worth spending resources on for it, but this is definitely a potential place to use it. So we'll Black Widow, and then we'll Hood Viper over here, I think. Generally speaking, when New York is up, you want to prioritize just cluttering their New York, because you don't want to give them the option to move things around later. Less choices for the opponent is ideal. Although, now I'm a liar, because getting to do this here means that we give them a rock in the eternity range, which is ideal. Now there's a reason to do this, because it clutters them extra. Do I want to play my demon this turn? I don't think so. I'm gonna play my rock out, so that way I can carnage this in the center next turn, and then also play a green goblin or a gladiator if I draw it. Debris mid to close right. No, they were very likely to play right because New York gives them the flexibility to relocate their cards. Yeah, am I just shanging this Hawk? I think we just like shang the Hawk, and then I have Spider-Woman plus Demon on the last turn, right? Do I play the Demon out so that way if I draw Zero or Titania, I can play them? Probably. %40 to draw one drop here. I think they probably can't compete in the eternity range. This deck list, this archetype doesn't usually have a way to put a big stat into play. Oh, I guess they could move. I guess they could move like this over to here though, huh? I have to play for all three, basically, right? Is the TLDR? Does this beat them moving Mystique here and then letting her power up? They would be 13. This is only 12. Alright, yeah, I think I just do this then. Oh my gosh. Spectrum in their Zabu Hawk deck. Was not what I was expecting. That's a game we're winning basically in every non-New York game. Just because we had them so clunked up, but with the New York, I just had to flip a coin. There's a different world where if I play Spider-Woman here, they move the Mystique here, and then they win here and here. Yeah, so they're playing Spectrum in tandem with the fact that the location made us just flip a coin at the end.
Animated.
Alright, let's get a couple more in here. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is ice skating night in the Hoagland household, so I gotta cut out in like the next 20 minutes or so, but I think we'll close out some games with the Clutter deck before we do that. I'm having fun with this one. Like this archetype at its core, even if it does have some awkward matchups here and there. This is a quality piece of art, for sure. This is the same person you played the Nexus game against earlier. Oh, that's funny. Alexander, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream gladiatoring some folks. Chat, if you're not following Alex, he's a great content producer. He's one of the people that I subscribe to on Twitch. People always ask me that. He often streams later in the evening, so I have him on after I'm done quite frequently. I think they're killmongering. Yeah, maybe. I'm shocked they didn't Viper me. Or they didn't play around the Viper. I thought with the snap they were going to. That's why I didn't play over here. Deck is 11 cards in it. Alright, well, at this point, my only line to win is Debris, and to win this, I should have just gone for it last turn. I assume they're gonna block us out now. Wow, the fucking greed on this person. Oh, they're just killmongering, sure. That makes total sense then. How are you feeling about the new card? Gladiator's probably shit. It's like medium minus at best. Would be surprised if it's optimal in many or any deck list. Jackson Howard, thank you for the brand new Prime, appreciate it. I've got a Surfer deck list we played earlier that felt kind of fine. That's like, okay, it's like, look, and the thing is, like, even the deck that Gladiator has felt the absolute best in, like, I think you could just, like, replace him with Polaris or another good 3-drop, and the deck is still just as good or maybe even better, just because Gladiator's drawback is very real sometimes. So, it's definitely what I would refer to as a replacement level card at best. Where, like, even when its most optimal state, you could, like, swap it for something else and not really be missing anything. Yeah, I was very surprised when they adjusted it from the 3-8 it was originally data mined to be. As I honestly think it could maybe even be as big as a 3-9 and still be fine. But I would not be surprised to see it get bigger here in a patch sometime soon. Okay, so we have Debris into Titania Green Goblin. Huh? And the way this works is, I think I just pull a random out of their deck, honestly. just get this filled. Like, I don't want a green goblin because then I lose the game if they happen to play a card here. And if they don't play a card here, grabbing a random out of their deck I think is fine. Yeah. What if I do this, and I punt Jotunheim, and I set myself up to be able to win Baxter and Hotel? Yes, the card Gladiator pulls gets his on reveals. So once I take Baxter Building, they lose 3 here, and they gain and I gain 3. The question is, do I play around them playing Luke Cage? Because if they Luke Cage, they go up to 20 on the left. And then the corollary question is, can I play around them playing Luke Cage and still win the center? So let's say they Luke Cage and I go to 22 here. They'll stay at 8 because they'll lose the 3, but they'll gain the 3. And then I'll gain 9, 12. So I'll only go to 15. So in order to play around Luke Cage, I lose the center to anything kind of big, right? I play around Eliath. I don't know that I can play around Eliath here. Oh, sad. I went back and forth and talked myself out of it ultimately. Sure, he doesn't run Luke. When you apologize, we'll unban you. Get my 2 cubes back. Yeah. So, for what it's worth, gamers 2, I should have stuck with my gut instead of letting chat talk me out of it. That's on me. And this is how you can read what the opponent is likely to do that I shouldn't have talked myself out of. The fact that they were willing to play Mary with her ongoing ability into Baxter Building on 4 made Luke Cage more likely. So you're right that there's a lot of Typhoid Mary Shuri decks that don't play Cage. However, this player's willingness to deploy Mary into Baxter Building with her detriment meant it was more likely for them to have Cage. And that's one of those things where, like, we should have sniffed out their tech card based on their sequence on turn 4. No, you missed that. They played Mary the same turn I played Gladiator. I played Gladiator on 4 instead of Green Goblin because I expected them to fill Baxter Building themselves, and they did. We're so close to greatness, chat. Oh, we were missed it by this much. So close. Oh, are they a bounce deck? We might be in trouble here. If they snap me, I'm leaving. If they snap me, I'm leaving. Can't make me. I accept your terms and conditions. And then I have +9. I have 9 energy next turn, right? So I think I even play Titania because then next turn I get to go Spider-Woman, Gladiator, plus a demon. Although there's a real chance they're a Killmonger Surfer deck, right? This beats Killmonger Surfer, right? Clip it, ship it, rip it, flip it.
Snap.
Oh my god, I was too late, Sedge. Sedge, I was too late. Yeah, I tried to boomer snap gamers. I missed it. Because they were locked from Vesuvius.